You're in your 20s and it is natural, very natural to go through those spurts of low confidence. Now, why do I say it's natural? Because you are in that stage of your existence where you're either in a very structured environment where your academic life is concerned, or you're stepping into a major battlefield which is right out of your academic institutions and this huge, big, bad world you got to survive in, professionally speaking. Now, let me tell you, I went through that same thing in my 20s, and there are just nine amazing things that I did, which I want to share with you so that your low self confidence at this point in time shoots all the way up north, the way it did for me all these years. Welcome back. Welcome back to the musings of an old maverick. Welcome back to the archives of my life. Tip number 1. Stand tall and own your space. You know, when I was in my 20s, that's something I was really scared of doing. I didn't know whether I was intruding into anybody else's space by standing tall and trying to own my space, whether I will be accepted, whether people will like me because I'm standing tall and trying to own my space. I tried it once or twice, didn't work. But then I realized, if you want to stand tall and own your space, do it genuinely. Don't overdo it. It will not help your confidence at all. But when you stand up, you own your space. That is your space. That belongs to you. Your confidence level is going to shoot up because you aren't getting into anybody else's space. You aren't figuring anybody in this world except being where you belong, your own space, and you're standing tall. Try it out. Tip number 2, eye contact is the very key. Eye contact. You see, when I was not too confident about myself, the way I used to carry myself, often when I would speak to people, I would always keep my face down, probably look elsewhere, because I was not confident about who I was and what I was saying. But the day I decided that whenever I have a conversation with someone or someone converses with me, I am going to look right in the eye and talk. And believe me, it changed everything. It built up my confidence. It also kept the person I was speaking to or the person speaking to me engaged with me for the simple reason we were in eye-to-eye contact. And therefore, there was a very genuine conversation happening with very genuine feelings behind it. The third important tip, use open gestures the way I'm doing. Right? Could you imagine I had to speak like this, and I just keep mumbling and humbling. You are not only listening to me, you are also watching my body. And therefore, the language my body also is speaking. With me, with my hands open, it is welcoming. It is expressive. When you speak with wide open gestures, your confidence level will shoot up and you'll be able to grab the attention of the people you are speaking to. My next tip number 4, smile. Smile. Smile genuinely. You know what? Smiling actually changes everything within you too. When you're down the dumps, you're feeling sad, just stand up and smile. And you will actually feel the change happening within you. When you smile, when you speak, when you smile, when you converse, the person listening to you enjoys that very moment with you because a smile begets a smile, and won't be surprised if the person you're speaking to also starts smiling at you. And there is no better way than to have a conversation between smiles. My tip number 5, and this is a great one, let me tell you that. Mimicking body language. Now, you might think This is crazy, but it actually isn't. You know, if you had to be speaking to a person who is like this, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, and so now you speak to him like this, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. What's happening is the conversation is going nowhere because it's a very, very dead body language and a dead mimic. Now, if the guy is like me, who's so expressive, right, and speaks the way I do, and you also start conversing by using the same body language, in other words, mimicking that body language, the conversation just erupts between two people because the body language is positive, which shoots up your confidence levels, which also becomes super, super positive, and hey, you got a conversation going. My next tip number 6, is an equally important one. Don't fidget. Don't fidget when you are speaking. You know, it very clearly shows that you're not confident about what you're saying or who you are. It shows nervousness. It shows fear. How do you stop fidgeting? Become more mindful. Every time you're speaking, observe yourself. Observe yourself carefully. Observe when you're fidgeting. Stop. It takes a little practice, but it will happen. The moment you show these signs of insecurity, the conversation is going to go nowhere. Stop fidgeting. My tip number 7 is a very, very important one. Speak at a steady pace. You know, when you are nervous, have you ever noticed how fast you think? How fast you want to say what you want to say? How fast you want to get out of that situation? When you are really down, no confidence, you just don't want to continue a conversation, and therefore you start literally blundering and mumbling. Don't have a conversation, you don't want to have a conversation. But when you have a conversation, have it with confidence. Speak slowly, pace it out. Let your mind do its thinking. Let your mind work for you. You don't have to rush a conversation because it's not about only the speaking that's important. It's also about how much is being understood. And if you're going to rush a conversation, I bet nobody is going to ever understand what you're trying to say. So when you speak, be conscious of the fact that you must speak slowly, pace it out, and think as you speak. My tip number 8 is a way of life. You are imperfect as much as 8 billion people on planet Earth. Embrace your imperfections. Embrace it. I embrace my imperfections. I know in my 20s, I was so worried about the world coming to know about my imperfections. The fact is, we are all imperfect as much as we are perfect, and we are as perfect as we are imperfect, and you can put it any which way you want to, but whatever you do, carry your imperfections on the sleeves of your hands, because the world loves you the way you are. You know, it's something that we don't really realize that. We're always trying to be politically correct. We're always trying to be the best version of ourselves. You cannot be the best version of yourself because it is all within you. Who you are is within you. And whoever you are is within you. Just let that be seen. That's all that's required. Carry your imperfections with you. Embrace them. People will love you for the way you are, because your imperfections will always remind them of how equally imperfect they are too. And finally, my point number 9. Practice, practice, practice. Practice everything I just told you, because if you don't practice on a constant basis, your confidence levels will never go up. Let me tell you that. I've been there. I know it. I never ever gave up on these points that I just spoke to you about, these tips that I gave you, because these are what will make your confidence levels go all the way up north, make you acceptable, and create the foundation for your future success stories. Well then, this is Anand Nair signing off for now, and I'm going to see you soon, very, very soon. Till then, celebrate life, celebrate being who you are. See you soon.